Welcome to Quick Tips. Today I'm going to look at a little thing you need to do on the ESCs. Basically, you don't want to run all of your ESCs powering your Paris board. Sometimes what will happen is if you've got 4 of these or more plugged in of your ESCs, some of them can get hot because the voltage of the BEC, the battery elimination circuit, that comes out of this to power Paris, which comes in on the red wire of the black plug, that voltage is different because it just, things are imperfect. We don't live in a perfect universe. So the voltage coming out of the BECs on the different ESCs can be a little different. So what will happen is sometimes you'll end up with a situation where one of the ESCs is running a bit hotter than the rest if you've got them all connected and powering your Paris. So what you need to do is disconnect this red wire on the ESC plug. So what I do is, if you have a look carefully there's these little black tabs, little fingers on this end. You can see the brass bit just behind it on the wire side. There's a little black tab. So what I do is I take my little sharp knife, just insert it in and carefully lift up that black tab, and that lets me pull the red wire out of the connector. Okay, so zoom in a bit so you can see that a bit better. So there's the bit of red wire now out of that connector. Alright, so the tab is still in place. I've just pulled the red wire out. If I need to, I can reinsert that. There's the crimp side of the connector goes up as you're looking at the tab side of the servo plug, and that can just go back in and it's locked. Alright, but I can if I need to put it back in later, but again I can just get my knife in there, lift the tab up and pull the red wire out. Now this connector now has 5 volts sitting on it, and it's sitting out here in the open. So what I need to do is actually insulate that. So sometimes what I do is I fold it back along the lead, and I'll actually pull all of these connectors out and put one piece of heat shrink over all 3 wires and heat shrink that back to that. Or if I'm feeling a bit lazy, what I do is I get just a thin piece of heat shrink, thinner piece, and just heat shrink over the brass connector and just leave it. It has a wire hanging off. Alright, it's not as neat as doing it back along the lead, but you don't have to undo those other 2 tabs to do it. It's up to you whether or not which method you use, but make sure you insulate this. Alright, don't cut the wire off, don't cut that connector off, because one day you may need to reconnect this. And in which case it just slides straight back in and it's reconnected. There you go.